Now at noon, the CDC says people with compromised immune systems should get a third COVID shot, and this Southeast Texas city will be offering them soon. Plus, as the Delta variant ramps up, the TSA has issued a new mask order, how long they plan to keep it in place, and how the virus is affecting their flights. Plus, the latest from the crisis in Afghanistan as the U.S. works to remove Americans and allies from the country. Well, good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to 12 News at Noon. I'm Nick Canizales. Let's go and get right here into breaking news. WFAA is reporting that U.S. health officials are recommending all Americans get COVID-19 booster shots. This is to give extra protection as the Delta variant surges in the U.S. This comes as new evidence suggests that the vaccine's effectiveness is falling. The CDC and other top health officials call for the booster after 8 months with either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine. The doses could start as soon as September the 20th, and they're still working on a plan for people who've gotten the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. All right, switching gears here, taking a look outside this afternoon at our Roofing 911 Skycam network in downtown Beaumont. Let's get an update now on your forecast with Jeff Gerber, who's standing by in the Storm Tracker Center. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. We've had some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there for this morning. A little wet in some spots. As we take a look at radar right now, the heaviest rain definitely over Hardin County. We've seen a line of showers and thunderstorms stretching across parts of central Hardin County right now. Also some spotty showers through parts of Jasper, Newton, Jefferson, and Orange counties as well. Most of these are moving off towards the north anywhere between about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So they're moving at a pretty good little clip. Not going to stick around one area for too long, so I'm not worried about any flooding. But definitely seeing a little bit of lightning, so you need to watch out for that as we go through the afternoon. Allergy index is back up today, medium on weed, grass, and mold. As we look at the rest of the day forecast, we'll go with about a 50% coverage of some scattered showers and thunderstorms. They should keep our temperatures pretty close to the upper 80s today, maybe a few spots hitting the lower 90s where you get a little bit more sunshine. And then by 10 o'clock, things should be dying down a little bit. We'll see temperatures back down into the lower 80s by then. More rain on tap for tomorrow, but it looks like a hot, dry weekend. We'll be looking at that forecast. Plus, of course, we'll be checking the tropics. Grace is now a hurricane. We'll see the latest forecast for Grace coming up in weather.
Well, Port Arthur's Health Department announced that they're going to be offering a third COVID-19 shot for people who have compromised immune systems. They're the second health department in Southeast Texas to do so. This move follows the CDC's new guidance urging people with compromised immune systems to get the shot. Now, we don't have a timeline for when we can expect the shots, but if you think you might qualify and are interested, you can call 409-983-8880. Now, for more information, you can also visit 12newsnow.com or our 12 News app. COVID-19 cases are on the rise in the U.S., and health experts say this is all due to the Delta variant. Let's take a closer look at our local COVID numbers to see where we stand right now. Last night, 225 patients were fighting the virus in Jefferson County hospitals. That is the highest total on record for the entire pandemic. And you look at the graph right there, you can see how quickly the cases shot up. Looking at state numbers right now, Texas recorded 20,000 new cases yesterday. Governor Greg Abbott, well, he was one of those new cases. The governor tested positive after undergoing routine testing, but as of now isn't feeling any symptoms. He's currently receiving Regeneron's monoclonal antibody treatment. Now, the cocktail was actually given to President Donald Trump after he got the virus. The antibodies are lab-made to mimic the immune system's ability to fight off the viruses. Now, Governor Abbott will self-quarantine at the governor's mansion. Texas First Lady Cecilia Abbott, she tested negative. The TSA has extended their mask mandate through January 18th of 2022. Now, many airlines, including Southwest and Spirit Airlines, have warned about an increase in cancellations and a drop in bookings, which they blame on the fast-spreading Delta strain of COVID-19. Now, originally, the mandate was set to end on September 13th, but the extension now covers heavy travel periods during the holiday season. The TSA declined to comment, and the CDC didn't immediately comment on the extension. Well, crazy story right here. An Austin elementary teacher is still preparing her classroom and now recovering after having her mask ripped off during a meeting with the parent earlier this week. It happened just days after the district instituted a mask mandate. District officials say that she wasn't injured, but it was very upsetting. Avery Travis has a story.
Just 2 days before Eanes ISD kids are back on campus, parents got an email
Disappointed, alarmed.
alerting them another parent physically assaulted a teacher, ripping the mask off her face. In another instance, parents yelled at a teacher to take off her mask.
We moved to this house to be in Eanes ISD.
But these incidents were enough to push Ryan Clinton and his wife to pull their first grader out of Eanes ISD in search of a virtual option.
We felt like our hands were tied.
The district superintendent, Dr. Tom Leonard, says no charges will be filed this time.
My staff members need to be treated with respect, period. Keep it off our school grounds and keep it out of my classrooms. The kids are watching.
He says teachers and staff are doing their best, but he emphasized the Travis County order mandating masks doesn't give them many tools to enforce compliance.
We're going to encourage masks, but I'm going to respect them either way, and we are not going to be the mask police.
Whatever's best for your family.
That's what Jennifer Stevens and members of her group, Eanes Kids First, are asking of the district, rallying on Tuesday night against forced masking.
Some of those things need to start in the home and not be taught by the district without the parents.
And while her family won't be wearing masks in class,
Violence of any kind, anytime, is unacceptable. So we need to understand what happened. We got to love and support our teachers always.
Well, Port Neches Grove students are back in the classroom today. 12 News reporter Kara Willis spoke with a parent at the student drop-off, and she says that she trusts the school and the district has had open communications with parents amid this surge of COVID-19.
I don't really have any concerns. They've been pretty good about answering questions if we have anything that we need to know about and keeping us informed and up to date, whether it's coming up here and talking to them in person or sending them a message.
And another reminder for parents, all P&G ISD students are eligible to receive a free breakfast and lunch each day for the duration of the 2021-22 school year. And of course, P&G wasn't the only school welcoming back students today. East Chambers, Hardin Jefferson, Kirbyville, Sabine Pass, and West Hardin are all back at school today. Well, as of this morning, up to 15,000 Americans are still in Afghanistan, while the U.S. racing to get them back home. But officials say Taliban checkpoints are making it difficult to get those outside of Kabul safely to the airport. NBC's Richard Engel reports from Kabul.
We made it onto the military side of Kabul Airport, the last place in Afghanistan where the American flag still flies. Here is where the United States is overseeing an elaborate evacuation from the country. The evacuation is mostly focused on airlifting Americans and other foreign nationals, and Afghans who managed to obtain visas and who are happy to leave. I spoke to a group of Afghans who all worked on this base for years, earning around $500 a month to be cleaners and cooks. Not one has obtained a visa.
And what would happen to you or you if you go back home? Are you worried for your safety?
Absolutely. Before a few days now, Taliban searching the homes.
If you go outside, of course they will kill us.
What bothers them isn't just the lack of action, but the lack of concern.
This is the first time that somebody asked about our lives. Nobody before come to ask what's your problem, what your family have been dangerous or no. Nobody.
So this us?
Yeah, this
talking to you.
This is the first time.
Just outside the airport, there are still many Afghans pushing to get in, including many women, begging to get out of the country so they don't have to live under the Taliban.
And an update to that story, just in the last few moments, a State Department official has met with the Afghan workers on this base and assured them that efforts are underway to get their families onto the base and to get both them and their families visas to leave the country. Richard Engel, NBC News, Kabul.
And we have a heartbreaking story from Katie. A mother driving home from work was shot and killed in her own garage Tuesday morning. Officials say that she was shot around 50 times. Harris County Sheriff's deputies responded to the home around 5:25 in the morning, and when they arrived, they found 31-year-old Valicia Duncan dead. Now, Timothy Richard grew up with Duncan, and they have a son together. He was among many family members who rushed to the scene looking for answers.
There got to be something else behind this. She's not like that. She don't get into any altercations. Like I said, she's a very sweet person.
Deputies are investigating every lead, but don't suspect this to be a case of domestic violence. They're not even sure if Duncan was even the intended target or if someone else who lives at the house. If you have any information, please call the Harris County Sheriff's Department. 2 years after his arrest, R&B superstar R. Kelly's federal trial is scheduled to begin today. Now, Kelly is charged with racketeering, sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, bribery, and forced labor. Prosecutors also accused singer of starting a criminal enterprise that helped him allegedly recruit women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity. The federal trial comes after years of frustration among women who say they were sexually abused by the 54-year-old singer. Kelly denies any wrongdoing. A T-Mobile data breach exposes the personal information of nearly 50 million people. Just over 40 million people are former and prospective customers who applied for T-Mobile credit. The company says their names, social security numbers, and information from driver's license are now compromised, but not their phone numbers, account numbers, PINs, passwords, or financial information. Now, the same goes for nearly 8 million postpaid customers. Their names, their phone numbers, and also account PINs were exposed for about 850,000 prepaid customers. Now, T-Mobile proactively reset all of those PINs on those accounts.